Hello guys, welcome to Esoteric Cloud Surfer YouTube channel, ready to take another esoteric surfing. First of all, shout out to all of the Soul Group, shout out to Dolo the Pilot Man, also shout out to Daria, she has her own page. I always think about esoteric page when I am about to publish it, her channel, but go check her out. She has an Instagram page as well, like Dream Sphere 1 or one or with 4 ones, I don't remember. But she also has a YouTube channel, and go check her out as well. And shout out to all of the Soul Group, and shout out to the Little Pilot Man as well. So today, in this esoteric riding, check out my bracelets, I like them very much. I'm going, this is the 9 Dimensions part 2, because that video, the last video that I made about the 9 Dimensions, it was very big, it was like 1 hour, and there were some things that I think that I could be more clear, but in other hand, in other matters, I'm an Aquarius, so overthinking is my ability, is my power, so maybe you were clear, you saw clear, you heard clearly what I was about to say, but nonetheless, I'm here to clarify myself at least, alright? So, the 9 dimensions, as I said in the other video, there are only 9 dimensions. There are 9 main dimensions, because there are many dimensions, and those other dimensions are just the positions of 2 main dimensions. Also, we live on the universe. We don't live on a multiverse, alright? The multiverse is me and you and everybody here. We are the multiverse. Outside of us is the universe. We create it all together. But as I said in the last video, it can mislead or make you misunderstand that there is only one realm of reality. No, that's wrong. There are many realms of reality, and there are realms of reality that we cannot even imagine about that. They are so different, they have so many different sustenance that we don't know, that we cannot perceive that realm of reality. But why I said that was only one universe, because there is only one bringing together, or one junction, or one collaboration, because we are all creating this universe together. So there is one universe, right? But like inside that universe, there are a lot of other verses, aka me and you. There are other groups of spirits creating in remote areas that we don't know about. So this can be a fucked up concept, but there is only one externalization. There is only one universe. But inside of that universe, there are other universes. There are other realms of realities, and that might be confusing, but the thing is that we create that. It's not like we are living in one universe and that one universe is inside of a amount of multiverses. Is the other way around, alright? So there is one big externalization, and we as spirits, as group of spirits, we are on our own space, on our own location, creating our own version, our own verse. And that can be confused as a universe, but no, that what scientists call the universe is in reality a multiverse. And that multiverse is inside of a universe. So that's like I'm maybe not explaining it very well, It might sound confusing, but with this language that we have, with this English, is the best that I can show you, or the best I can talk about it. But it's like there is only one way that you can externalize, and it's outside. Outside is the universe. That's it, that's all. Inside you have a lot of verses, you have a lot of multiverses, you have a lot of different spaces inside of you, right? But outside, it's outside. There is a difference between different parts of outside, but it's outside, and it has common characteristics, right? Now your inside, it is unique, it is individual. The outside, it's not individual. That's why it's the universe, because everything comes together. There is not like separate parts of that. But I think you get it. We create the universe, and we are the multiverses, right? But do not confuse that and think that this is the only reality. No. Inside of this universe, there are a lot of realities. Inside of the universe, there are a lot of multiverses. That's how it works. Alright? That's to clarify. Because the objective of this video is to clarify some things, locate ourselves in the 9 dimensions, and talk about the 369. So, another thing that I wanted to make very clear is about being born. It's about becoming, right? Because in the last video, I said that the 9th dimension is the first dimension to spirits, and that the first dimension was the first dimensions to bodies. And that's right. But before the 9th dimension, it's not like the spirit wasn't. The spirit was before the 9th dimension, but the spirit wasn't aware that it existed. Alright? That's why it's being born, because you now recognize yourself, you now see yourself. Before that, you existed, but in practical terms, it was as if you didn't existed, because not even you recognized yourself, not even you were aware of your space. So you existed, you were space, but anything new about your existence, and then you become aware of your existence, and that's the 9th dimension. That's the first awareness, the first light. And then you go down, you descend into the first, and in the first dimension you create your first physical bodies, because while we are descending from the 9th to the first, while we are making this way down, we are creating lights, frequency and vibration, but it's not dense yet, okay? But we are creating alignments with other spirits, with our soul groups, alright? And then when you reach here, when you reach the first dimension, you are attracted by others' spirits' lights, other spirits' desires that your spirit enjoys and that your spirit wants to follow. So then, aka, those are your father lights, thoughts and ideas that attracted you to be inside of that space. So, you are not born either in the 9th or the first dimension. You were already before that. But you just became aware of your space in the 9th dimension, and in the first dimension you became aware of lights that attracted your spirit, and your spirit followed those lights. AKA, it's when you went into your father's, in the third, second and first dimension space, you went into his mind as a spirit, and inside of his body you started to ascend to go back to the ninth dimension, but as you know, here is only the third. So inside of your parent, inside of your father, it's only the first. Then you go inside to your mother, that's the second. And then you come out of that, and that's the third dimension. Alright? So that's about being born. It's like you come all the way down as a spirit. Always as a spirit. And then you create your chakras, you create your light bodies, you create alignments, you create soul groups, you create frequencies and vibrations. And when you reach the first dimension, you and the spirits that followed you as well go into your fathers, and you choose your father accordingly to his own thoughts and ideas. And that's it for the born situation. Now let's locate ourselves. We, as spirits living inside of bodies, living in Gaia, Tiamat, Earth, the fourth chakra of the being that we live in, we are currently shifting from the fourth dimension to the fifth dimension. And why is that? Because we as spirits already have developed this body. This is a third dimensional body. Because as I was saying, you go into your father, then you go into your mother, and with male sustenance and feminine sustenance, you join those two together and create this body. This is the physicality, the lowest dimensions, right? And then, because we already created a third dimensional body, it's time to create higher bodies. Higher, lighter, less dense bodies. And that was what happened in the fourth dimension. We created bodies of what? What is the fourth dimension? Communication, thought, judgment, analysis. And we did that with the internet. What I'm doing right now, it's fourth dimensional. Me putting my frequency and vibration, my ideas, feelings into a third dimensional body, and then I put that third dimensional body in a lighter body that travels to you. Right? That's the fourth dimension in a nutshell. Later I will do videos about first dimension, second dimension, third dimension, and go on. And we are shifting from fourth dimension to the fifth dimension. We are shifting from logic, external communication, external signs, external safety, external judgment, external connection, squares, okay? And we are going to the fifth, which is emotions, feelings. You come together based on your feelings, not on your ideas and principles. We came together accordingly to our frequency and vibration. So it's more natural, it's more spiritual, it's less dense, it's lighter, because it's more, you are not judging with a dense and physical perspective. You are judging, you are choosing with your frequency and vibration, not with something that was created from your frequency and vibration. Alright? And we are shifting from the fourth to the fifth. We are shifting. We are not either in the fourth or in the fifth. We are shifting. We are going from one to another. So we can experience both. We can experience 4D and we can experience 5D. But keep in mind that we already experienced 3D. You already created these bodies. You already created a fourth dimensional body. And now it's time for us to start creating the 5D bodies, mentalities, emotions, feelings, imaginations. It's time for us to expand, to uplift our creations, our dreams and illusions. It's not time to create things that fit in 4D. While it seems very familiar, because we are shifting, we are leaving the 4D, so the 4D is like a south node. Energetically, it's comfortable, it's familiar, we already know how to do it. But now it's time to create the 5D bodies, mentalities and feelings, and that might be uncomfortable because it's new, and because the 4D still feels very recent. It's still like, no, the right thing to do is this. The 4D, the external communication, the logic, the details, the analysis, the thinking, the judging others based on their status and not what they really are. You know? Things like that. Giving names to things and thinking that the name is the real thing. That's where we got lost in the 4th dimension. In names, in details, in denominations, apologetics. And with the 5th dimension, we have another perspective to it. It's not the 6th dimension where we join the 4th and the 5th together, where it's a more governed, ruling, receiving attention, and receiving or expressing authority, but it's more like you building the courage to have that authority. It's like you having the courage to perceive that the 4th dimension was more lostness than the 5th dimension. It's like the 4th dimension worked, it was really good, we created a World Wide Web, we did all of these things, but it's full of demons now. It's full of people who do not know how to separate their spirit from what they're seeing. But in the 5th dimension, it's going to be people who do not know how to separate their spirit from their feelings, from their imaginations and dreams. You know, it's not perfect yet, and I think it will never be perfect, because the spirit is perfection, but the spirit creates things, and those things are not the spirit, so those things are not perfection. You already are perfection, creating things that are not perfection. But that's for not right now. But so that's the thing. We are going from the 4D to the 5D, from logical mind to emotional mind. And I think I already said this, but it's like we descend from the 9th dimension as spirits, only as spirits, and we ascend as spirits in bodies. While descending, we try to ascend with spirits in bodies, because it's not easy and we don't know how to do it really well. While descending, we create alignments, associations, and groups of spirits that agree with our own frequency and vibration, and that are willing to at least try to ascend with us. Okay. Then it's the 369, very famous. Nikola Tesla talked about it, but from a scientific and logical perspective. And there are other things that I do not remember right now, but they speak about the 369. And the 369, it's important, and in this right notion of dimensional talk that we are having right now. Because as spirits who are creators, we are always experiencing some degree of duality. Because we are a spirit, but we create things that are not spirit, right? And we go in those things and we are experiencing through those things. So somewhere along the line, we think that we are the creations, that we are the light, we are the fire. And that's the duality. But the duality, it's not just about that. It can be about in and out. You, in your own space as a spirit, imagining things, and then you express and build those things on the reality. Okay? And this is the thing. The 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th dimensions are like centers of control, centers of authority, centers of a broader perspective, of a broader perspective, broader existence. And why it's that? Let's take the example of the third dimension. You have 1 plus 2, it's 3. It's 3. So it's like the first dimension, your individuality, plus you relating with things around you creates the surroundings, which is the third dimension, right? Then the fourth and the fifth dimension, all right, equals to 6, because 4 plus 5 is 9, and 9 inverted is 6, because the sixth dimension, okay, it's in the middle. It's right. It's like it's the first lostness, is the first heaviness, the first light. That's why it's the other way around. While in the ninth dimension, we are on our space and we come down. The sixth dimension is the receiver of that. Oh, you can't see anything about this. I'm sorry.
I think you can.
The sixth dimension is like the receiver of that fall, of that dissension. It's like this, the 9, and then the 6. Right? You are on your own space, original light, your own creation, and you descend through the 8th and 7th dimension, and then you reach the 6th dimension, which is like a middle, it's like, I'm missing the word in English, it's like a save point. Okay? So we have 3, 6, 9. And the 3 is 1 plus 2, 6 is 5 plus 4 inverted, and 7 plus 8 is like 15, right?
6, yeah.
Which is 6, but inverted. So here we have 3, 6, oh, no, 9.
Yeah, 9, 6.
And 6. Alright. I should make better writings for y'all. Hold on. So even when we add up the numbers together, it's like the same numbers, but in a different order. And that's like it. Because individuality and relating, third, surroundings. Thinking and feeling, authority, power, individuality, gaining a lot of attention, sixth. Then detaching and creating your own loop. You see, you detached and you create your own loop. 9, overall perspective, because you detached from everything else and you create your own unique loop. That's the 9th dimension. So the 3rd, 6th and 9th dimension, there are places of over perspective, over soul, over being. You can understand everything that are above or that are in the realities that come up together to create that one. You see what I'm saying? I broke a little bit my train of thought, but it's the 3rd and 6th dimension is that places where like you have time to access yourself, to think, to analyze everything that you did until you reach that point of over perspective, of a more overall perspective. Because while you are in the first and second and the fourth and fifth dimension, you are just experiencing, you are just going for it or running away from it. Then when you reach the third and the sixth dimension is where you can stop, like you stop from an overall view, from a higher perspective, and you can see where you came from. You see where you came from, and now you see where you are going to if you choose to maintain that path. Because it's in the third, sixth, and ninth dimension that we choose to go either left or right to basically maintain our course or we change our course. So here we are on the third dimension. Alright, so it's not time to go back and lost ourselves in the first and second dimension. Okay, it's not time to do that, and either it's not time to be afraid to move on to the further dimensions, because a lot of spirits that are in rule of all of these religions, they are spirits that already lived here, but either they got so lost in here that they died but they still think they are alive, so they give ideas and feelings to you to repeat what they did forever and ever, or they realize they're dead but they don't want to detach from here. They still want to come back here, and that's what many cults, many lostness try to do. It's to bring back spirits that are too big to experience this small, low-S realm of reality that we call 3D, right? So it's not time to either go back to nature or try to bring back someone. It's time for you to move forward. And that's it for now. I hope that at least I feel a bit more clear. I hope you got more clarified as well, because that video was very long indeed, so you might get lost watching it. And we have a very tough language to use, which is English, so I'm using light to explain light. I'm using L-I-G-H-T, the physical light, the dense light, the light that it's like in the end of what our spirit creates, to explain something that it's light in weight and light in dense and on a high frequency and vibration. And the English language itself is witchcraft. It's program. It has something. It has some intention to it. So I cannot fully explain this. But if you are spirit inclined in general, or if you are spirit inclined into my frequency and vibration, you get it. So thank you for watching. Shout out to the Soul Group. I love y'all. You really inspire me. Shout out to Dolo the Pilot Man. Shout out to Dasha, which just here, Dasha, which is Daria, which is right here. Go check her channel out. And if you have any questions, man, sometimes I just cannot say some words. Post it in the comments down below. And remember to be an individual. Do not let other agendas use your own power for their own agenda. That doesn't make sense. You do yourself. Also remember to be aware of the tidal waves, so that tidal waves don't wash your spirit into places where it doesn't like to be in, and then your spirit starts to produce shapes and forms to remember to get out. So, Esoteric Cloud Surfer, happy Venus Day, happy new moon in Scorpio. I'm about to be live in Instagram at 11 PM UK time, and about like 3 PM New York time, 4 PM.
No, it's fun.
It's like 5 PM New York time. So yeah. Come on, I'm going to speak, but I'm also looking forward to connect with you also. So take care of yourselves, take care of individuality, and don't forget that you are a spirit, no thing, no shaping form. Take care. Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out.